afternoon. Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. Excited to be with you again on a beautiful, beautiful day. You are watching the M1 TV network, and please follow us on all of our social media platforms, Black Thought, M1 TV network, Dialogue with Deidre. But stay tuned to M1 TV network so you can have all of the access of what's going on in terms of programming on our network. So excited to be with you on this beautiful day. And in the studio today, we have Mr. Donald Grayer. Mr. Donald Grayer is the president, CEO, and founder of Beta Leadership Lecture. And so he's in the studio today, and he's going to talk to us about what's going on this year and how successful that the beta has become. So Donald, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
Well, thank you, Deidre. And yes, it is a beautiful day, and fortunately, great things are happening in Memphis, Tennessee. And with the Beta Economic Impact Awards and the Beta Leadership Lecture, we've evolved into our 5th year.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Yes, 5 years. And as we have emerged, it's just been an awesome experience. And sometimes it's just hard to believe we're at year 5 with the Economic Impact Awards, although we're in year 6 as a company. And so this year in 2019, we're going to be recognizing some well-deserving ladies. And Deidre Malone, owner and president of Carter Malone Group,
Excited about it.
is one of the honorees.
Thank you.
So that within itself is a great example of how we've evolved over the last 5 years, and so proud that you are an honoree and recipient of the Beta Economic Impact Award. Well deserved and well earned. Mrs. Amy Cathy, doctor from the Haslam College of Business there at UT Knoxville, is also going to be receiving the Economic Impact Award. And so we're so proud to have 2 deserving ladies to receive this award in 2019, and it's just truly phenomenal.
Well, let me just say that I'm honored. I've been associated with the awards probably for about 4 years now.
Yes.
Donald, and it's just grown and grown each year. The foundation for you creating this organization, it has been and continues to be to educate people on economics, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So talk to us about the mission.
You know, it's really interesting. When we started this company 6 years ago, as you know, information and knowledge is power.
Yes.
However, it's the use and the proper use of information and power that's powerful. And so with all of everything, the background, the experience, the research, everything about Beta has gone in the right direction. And we're firm believers that there are always great leaders and then there are followers. And that's not a bad thing, being a follower. But over this period of time, we've seen where others are embracing the idea that we have to have a firm foundation with economics.
Yes.
And so with that, we've been able to engage several leaders, several institutions that have received the benefits of what we do. Some of our work has been pro bono, and fortunately, some of those pro bono recipients have become clients over time. And so we're on the right track, but with the belief that we can control our economics and do business with each other, we see that as a pivotal moment as to the future. Oftentimes we're under the mindset that others have a lot to do with how our economics is structured. Well, if we just truly embrace the idea, doing business with each other has just as much of an impact, we're convinced that that is the future.
What do you say to those that say, you know, a lot of people, minority business owners will say, I don't want to do business with another minority business for X, Y, and Z, or for some reason, which is unfortunate, because the only way we're going to build wealth in our community is through working with and supporting each other's businesses. You know, I'm getting to a question, but I'm trying to set it up, because I've seen over the years, if you do business, you know, I do a lot of business with minority firms, specifically African American firms.
Yes.
And if someone makes one mistake, you know, in business, they'll hold it against you forever. But they'll give a non-minority firm that makes a mistake a second and third chance, whereas, you know, a minority firm can be blackballed immediately and maybe not have an opportunity. What do you say, Donald, to a business owner, specifically a minority business owner, that you view as an advantage of doing business with other minority businesses, specifically African American?
Well, I think in terms of opportunity, we have to recognize that opportunity should be earned.
Right.
And if you've earned that opportunity, you don't want to be the establishment or the professional that botches that up, because you probably have allocated so much time into obtaining that opportunity. And so just relative to that, we're firm believers in the quality component of doing the work. And so, you know, once again, everything about our core competencies, it's just not truly something in which we want people to say, okay, they only do this, because we look at the big picture relative to everything. And so the quality component is where we try and encourage those that are given the opportunity to allocate a focus there. And if by chance you make a mistake or something that goes amok, well, correct that in a professional manner. And we think people are more forgiving when you do that. But the whole concept is to just raise the level of quality and consciousness when it comes to how we do business. And so when one has that, because I oftentimes say, well, if you get a flat Coca-Cola, you generally don't stop drinking Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
You know, you're
Yes.
probably gonna take it back and
Right.
get one that's corrected. And so, you know, so you'll have your fizz with your Coke. So if one makes a mistake along the way, allow them to correct it, and it should be corrected in a professional manner. But we do recognize that the atmosphere with doing business with smaller business is something in which we all need to be committed to.
Right.
And now there's a big focus on behavioral, behavior economics as far as decision making. And so, unlike when you go to buy a smaller item, you know, at the grocery store, generally you don't put a big thought process into that. So when it comes to doing business, we want the thought process to be more focused on what you're really getting with professional services.
Okay.
And so when you're doing business with the Carter Malone Group, with the Beta, we want you to recognize the quality is there, and if not more so, as in doing business with any other big firm.
Well, and I'm glad you said the Carter Malone Group, because what I failed to do when I opened this show is say that Dialogue with Deidre is sponsored by the Carter Malone Group. So thank you for reminding me of that.
Yes.
And so over the years, though, Donald, as you've built Beta Leadership Lectures and the Economic Impact Awards, you've honored some incredible business leaders in this community. I know J.W. Gibson has been honored, Fred Smith has been honored. Who are some? So I'm very thankful, and I feel like it's an honor for me to even be receiving the award, along with some of those that have already received the award. So who else has received the
Well,
Economic Impact Award?
relative to the honorees, I mean, this is once again, our 5th year for the
Yes.
Economic Impact Award. And so with that, when we initially started the recognition, we wanted to recognize institutions that are landmark in the community. And just so happened in year 1 of the recognition, President Watson at Lemoyne College
That's right.
and his team did a phenomenal job of improving and correcting the direction that the college was going in.
That's right.
And so we felt like with the economic impact of Lemoyne College, both past and present, that was a perfect situation to launch off the Economic Impact Awards. And so with that, we were able to honor President Watson, Dr. James Netters.
That's right.
In year 3, we actually honored 3, and Mrs. Lucy Shaw,
That's right. I remember.
Mr. Leo Berryman Jr. with Baker Donaldson, and JW with the Gibson companies. So, and then last year, 2018, we honored and recognized Self Tucker, Warren Self and Jimmy Tucker. So it's truly evolved into a event where you'd almost have to leave Memphis to find something similar in quality. And now that we're at year 5 with you and Mrs. Kathy, it's just truly phenomenal. Although I've been a part of the FedEx organization, I hadn't had an opportunity to truly honor Fred Smith.
Oh, I thought
No,
we
no.
honored him.
No, but I've been a part of the FedEx
Okay.
organization, so but hadn't had a chance to truly recognize him.
Maybe next year after
Yes,
me.
yes, he's hard to get a hold of, but we're working on it, and so, but you know, now that we're where we are, we've been able to not only have that for 5 years now. We've been able to bring the resources into print edition. And so last year we finalized our first impactful leadership guide.
Oh, wonderful.
And so now a lot of the resources and a lot of the subject matter and content that we have focused on in years 1 through 4, we have now put into print version. And so with this volume 1, we were able to incorporate how to have a successful legacy, how to have successful succession planning. And so as we evolve into volume 2, we'll incorporate those other subject matters.
Okay.
And so this gives the bigger community a chance to be engaged and participate in everything about our company being a resource. And so we're truly fortunate to be at this point in year 5 with the Economic Impact Awards and also year 6 with the company. And it was the plan to be with year 10 is for this company to be a national company.
Well,
And so we're somewhat a little bit ahead of everything as it comes to our volume releases. And so things are truly evolving.
well, if someone would like to attend the Impact Awards, the Economic Impact Awards, what do they need to do?
Well, the Economic Impact Award, fortunately, we've had good sponsors over the years to be a part of what we're doing. So we don't ask people to pay to come to that. It is
It's
truly
a free event.
Yeah, it is truly free. And so if they'd like to attend, they can email betagoal2020@gmail.com. And a little bit later, probably in the month of May, we'll actually set up a link so they can also register online. But, you know, just relative to coming out, they can email betagoal, that's BETAGOAL 2020 @gmail.com. And that's primarily it, getting registered, or if they'd like to call.
And the date for the event?
The date is going to be June 28th, which is a Friday, and the start time is 4 p.m. at Christian Brothers University. And so we'd love for the audience to come out and get engaged, because great things are happening with Memphis, and great things are happening with our company. And fortunately, you've been a part and a strong supporter of everything we've done during this period.
Well,
But you're also just been awesome, you know, in your entire body of work. And so we're looking to have you included and recognized and honored. And would love for the listening audience and the online and social media audience to come out and help recognize you.
well, we welcome them to come out, and this has been a phenomenal event. I've emceed it some years and have participated and have always been a supporter, and Donald knows that, and so I'm just truly honored to be honored this year as we go into the 5th year of the Beta Economic Impact Award. So, Mr. Grayer, thank you so much for coming back on Dialogue with Deidre.
And thank
we
you.
appreciate it. And you're always welcome. You have a lot going on, busy guy. But when he's not so busy and he wants to come back and maybe have an even more robust discussion about the just atmosphere in the state of business here in Memphis and Shelby County, I welcome you to come back.
Thank you.
And have that discussion. You've been watching Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone, and this show has been sponsored by the Carter Malone Group. Thank you so much for watching the M1 TV network, and we will see you around real soon. Have a great day.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
Hi, I'm Deidre Malone, the host of Dialogue with Deidre. You can find us on the M1 TV network on YouTube. Subscribe and follow us. You can also find us on Facebook at M1 TV Network, Twitter, M1 TV Network 2, and Instagram, M1 TV Network 2. Please follow us so you can keep up to date with what's going on the M1 TV network with Dialogue with Deidre and Black Thought.